Hi and Assalamualaikum to Sir Faisal. My name is Nur Akila Uzma and I'll be presenting the introduction and the phase 2 objective of International Human Resource Management. So, international human resource management is the process of manage employees in multinational companies that operate across different countries. It's more complex than domestic human resource management because it involves difficult culture, legal system, and economic environments. International human resource management helps companies balance global strategy with local needs, which is important for business success in international markets, including Malaysia. Now we go to the next slide, which is objective. Now the first objective of international human resource management is global workforce integration. This means bringing together employees from different countries by promoting shared goals, common values, and teamwork across border. The second objective is adaptability global change. International human resource management supports companies in responding quickly to global challenge like change in law, economy, or politics by adjust their human resource strategies to fit local environments. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Sir Faisal. My name is Nurul Fatin binti Muhammad Fadlisha, and I'm going to present the next three objectives of International Human Resource Management. So the third objective is for leadership development. The objective is to prepare effective global leaders who can manage diverse teams and adapt to international environments. Whereby international human resource management focuses on building leadership skills that can go beyond technical knowledge. This includes offering cross-cultural training to help leaders to understand and respect cultural differences, whereby global assignments and job rotations are used to expose potential leaders to new business environments. And then the fourth objective of international human resource management is for ethical and responsible HR practices. The objective is to ensure fair, ethical, and socially responsible human resource practices in all countries of operation. A core part of international human resource management is upholding ethical standards in every location. This includes ensuring fair salaries and then safe working environments and also equal opportunities for all the employees. And then the last objective of international human resource management is global knowledge sharing. So to encourage collaboration and also innovation by sharing knowledge, skills, and also best practices across global teams. And then international human resource management actually helps to build a system that actually allow employees from different countries to learn from one another. This include digital platforms such as training, project collaboration, and also knowledge database. So that is all from me. I'm going to pass to the next presenter.
Hi, Sir Faisal. My name is Fairuz binti Muhammad Salvis. We'll be presenting about the variables that moderate between domestic and international human resource management. So the first one is complexity. What is complexity? Complexity is the international HRM, which is international human resource management, is more complex due to the need of operate in multiple countries with diverse employee backgrounds, legal system, and business cultures. So it will impact the HRM solutions, which is they must be flexible and adaptive, unlike the more standardized approaches used in domestic HRM. So for the example is multinational companies must align global policies with local laws and cultural norms in every country they operate. The next one is cultural environment, which is the culture shapes the communications, leadership expectation, motivation, and workplace behavior. So by practices that work in one country may not be effective in another. So they come up with the comparison between Malaysia and Western country. For the Malaysians, their culture is high respect for hierarchy and indirect communication and group orientation. However, in the Western countries such as US or Netherlands, they value the direct communication and individual achievement. So due to the comparison, it will impact on the HRM, which is HR practices such as feedback system, incentive, and leadership training must be localized. So for example, the Unilever Malaysia integrate cultural sensitivity training into its leadership programs to align with local and global leadership styles. The third one is industry type, which is different industry requires require a varying of levels of HR, which is standardization or localization, which means that some industry requires standard HR practices across countries, while others must adapt to local context. Uh, Same goes to the cultural environment. They come up with the comparison between standardization and localization, which is for the standardization in terms of IT and finance, they need global consistency in skills, system, and rules. However, in the localization industry, in the retail and hospitality, they must adapt to local customer behavior and labor availability. Next is reliance to home country market, which is firms is depending on their home market often replicate domestic HR policies abroad. In the other hand, firms with a global outlook give more autonomy to local subsidiaries. It will impact in the HR policies and they may need adaptation when local conditions differ significantly. So for example, the Toyota Malaysia initially applies Japanese HR models like seniority-based promotion but adapts over time to align with Malaysian labour standard and expectations. The last but not least is senior management attitudes, which is the mindset of top executive influence how much local customization is allowed. Leaders who value global consistency resist change. Those who support localization empower local HR teams, which is the standardization focused leader resist localization, and the responsive leaders empower HR to tailor policies. So for the impact, it will affect decision on recruitment, training, compensation, and scheduling. So for the example, the Nestle company, Nestle Malaysia, adopts a globally integrated yet locally responsive approach, such as they offers halal meals for employees and they recognize local public holiday in work schedules. So to summarize it up, by managing international human resource requires attention to culture, industry style, company strategy, and leadership style. These factors determine whether HR practices should be standardized globally or adapted locally, and it affecting employee satisfaction and overall organization success. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Norzati binti Mauslan and I will explain about the analysis that analyze of variable that moderate differences between domestic and international HR of a multinational firm in Malaysia. International HR of a multinational firm in Malaysia. Multinational company face the challenge of balancing global integration with local responsive HR practice. Such as external variable like in Malaysia, multicultural society, developing economy, legal environment, and stable politics that significantly influence HR practice. This understanding variable is crucial for effective HR administration, compliance, and strategic objective. The first key analysis is culture differences, which is this influence HR practice like requirement, employee relationship, and performance evaluation. These differences stem from collective value that integration and professional growth. For example, in Malaysia, where power distance and collectivism are indirect or individualistic performance feedback may be effective because of that multinational corporation should focus on indirect evaluation of individual role, value teamwork and over accomplishment and foster personal leadership. Discussion around evaluation and selection should be tailored to the culture to avoid frustration and loss of motivation. The second key is economic system. This is significantly impact multinational corporation payment system, benefit and workforce planning policy. Such as in Malaysia, is a mixed market economy require HR to navigate market force and national economic policy. And as a local custom practice such as market salary survey, mandatory contribution and cost of living design are crucial. And however, HR also must manage national minimum wage law to ensure competitive, sustainable and affordable reward. And the third is legal and regulatory framework, such as under the Employment Act in 1950 and the Industrial Relations Act in 1967 that significantly influenced HR policy, especially in employment contract, working condition and termination procedure. And for example, in Malaysia, dismissal of underperforming employee require intensive documentation performance, improve plan, formal warning, and domestic inquiry to establish just cause or excuse. And HR must ensure these laws are followed to avoid legal dispute, severe penalty, and reputational damage. And the next key analysis is political environment, which is that influence a multinational business firm strategic, especially in HR decision, that's effective workforce planning and expert staffing. For example, in Malaysia, political landscape that balance foreign investment with local talent development through policy like Malaysia sanitization, Malaysianization and specific foreign worker code. And that means a firm do not import all needed talent, but HR should practice prioritize strategic expert deployment, investment in local capacity, and strict adherence to foreign worker policy, and aligning with national development goal and ensuring the long-term operational sustainability. And the last but not least is technological innovation that impact HR efficiency, data management, and worker experience in Malaysia digitalization journey. Is adapt a global HR technology solution where MNC must provide comprehensive digital literacy training, multi-digital capability, mobile first approach, and blended HR channel. Compliance with Malaysia Personal Data Protection Act, PDPA, is crucial data security and technology benefit must be considered in the local regulatory and readiness context. And that's all from me. Next, I will pass the next presenter.
So hi, Faisal. My name is Keetika. So I'll be presenting the suggestion for my part. So yes, the elaboration of the points. So for the is cultural dimensions. So cultural dimensions plays a big role. So for an example, in Malaysia, people value teamwork, indirect communication, and respect for hierarchy. But in Western countries, the focus is more on individual performance and direct communication. So human resource policies like performance reviews or leadership styles need to be adjusted depending on the country's culture norms. And also for the furthermore, legal and international frameworks shows that human resource also has to follow the law in each country. For an example, in Malaysia, we follow the Employment Act and other local labor laws. But also when MNCs operate overseas, they have to adopt the different legal systems like rules about working hours, wages, or unions. Also, human resource teams must make sure their practices follow both local and foreign laws. So moving on to the economic environment. Economic environment situation matters too. For an example, in Malaysia, labor is cheaper and there are many young graduates. So this lets companies focus on internship and affordable salaries. But in countries with higher costs and older workforces, human resource needs to focus more on retaining skills, employee, and also offering better salaries for training programs in future. And moving on to the organizational strategy, the company's global strategy also shapes human resource. If the company wants to keep everything standardized, human resource practices the stay to same everywhere. For an example, they follow a local strategy. Also, they customize human resource policy for each country. So in Malaysia, this could mean hiring for cultural fit, while other branches may follow strict global policies. So moving on to the last point, which is technological advancement. Technological advancement shows that the digital tools like AI requirement or online training are becoming common. So for an example, not all countries are equally ready. In Malaysia, human resource might need to invest more in digital training before fully using these tools, while branches in tech advanced country may already be using them effectively. So to summarize, human resource practices differ between local and international branches due to vectors like cultural, law, economy, strategy, Also technology. So MNC must find the right balance, being globally consistent but still adapting locally to manage their workforce successfully. So that's all from me. I'll pass to the next presenter for the conclusion.
For the next part is conclusion. In the conclusion, the difference between domestic and international human resource management (HRM) are significantly influenced by various moderating variables. By understanding and adapting to this moderating variable, MNC can effectively align with the HR practice with both corporate goal and local expectation. Ultimately, a strategic and content-sensitive approach to global workforce integration, support international business success, and ensure long-term organizational stability and in diverse markets. That's all from us. Thank you.